Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. But who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, board-certified criminal defense lawyer, coming to you with my pearl handle pistol cufflinks so graciously given to me by our who? You know the guy, Michael Rivers, our content genius, the man behind the camera as we speak, responsible for every word that comes out of my mouth. So if I say something stupid, don't blame me. Blame Michael. No, I'm kidding. Kidding. We don't write this. This is all unscripted. We kind of have an idea of what we're going to talk about during these episodes, but we don't script this. So Michael can't control what I say, but he can control how it's presented to you in the form of edits, because that's what he does. Anyway, we love doing this show. We love working together. It's a father-son project, and that's the way I get to see him. And what's better than hanging out with your boy or your son? Okay, we're reacting to the news that what happened to Hunter Biden? Hunter Biden, what did he do? We're going to talk about some really stupid shit that he did, and about the plea agreement he had, how that blew up, and then talk about what's going on with the indictment. Okay, but before we get to that, before we get to Hunter Biden, this is brought to you by eSign.com. eSign.com is a very effective way to remotely do business. Let's say you've got an indictment and you're sitting in your basement. You really don't want to get out of your basement because, you know, you're a highly publicized son of a vice president at the time, now president. So what do? You go to eSign.com and you need to get more crack. You just send your crack. No, you don't do that. You just go to eSign.com to get a lawyer. That's what you need to do. And you don't want to leave because they got paparazzi everywhere. Well, you just from the comfort of your own home, you get your lawyer. The lawyer sends you an agreement. It's e-signed, so if it's not e-signed, no one signs, right? So if you sign the agreement, you get a lawyer. You don't even have to leave the comfort of your home. And so you download the app. You get 3 free signatures a month. And they have supported our channel. And let me just tell you this. I love eSign.com, and you should too. It's an effective way to remotely do business. So let's talk about Hunter Biden. Now, he's charged 3 counts in this indictment, and it only involves firearms. We don't have any tax counts yet. We don't have any international business dealing charges yet. So we're only going to deal with the case at hand, okay? Now, he has been indicted with 3 counts. 2 counts are kind of the same, and they're 10-year felonies, but they're not going to get 10 years. I mean, it's not that serious of an offense. The way I read this indictment, it's a level 12, severity level 12, I think. I need to know a little bit more about it, but that's my guess for right now. What is he charged with? Let's look at count 1. Count 1 is 922A6. That is filing a false report. Not report. When you fill out an application, you certify that you're not a drug addict. So they're saying he was a drug addict at the time and that it was false that he certified that he wasn't, because you can't get a firearm if you were a drug addict. So what happens is there's a form 4473. That's an ATF form. You fill that out and they do a background check on you. They do your criminal history, which he's got no criminal history. But there's no way for them to determine whether or not you're a drug addict, right? And so, yeah, I do a little crack cocaine, but I'm not addicted. And so he put down that he was not a drug addict. And if he was, at the time that he purchased a firearm, it's a lot. So that's count 1. Count 2 is basically the same thing, saying that he lied on that same form. And count 3 is being a drug addict in possession of a firearm. So that's 922A1 and 920. It's 18 U.S. code 922A1 and 922G3. The 18 U.S. code 924 tells you it's a 10-year 10-year maximum sentence. But when I told you that it's a level 12, let's say he pled guilty to one of these counts, because that's typically what would happen. Level 12 is 10 to 16 months in prison. but you would get 2-level reduction for acceptance of responsibility. So really, it's a 6 to 12 month guideline sentence. That's what the sentence is about. Now, he's in a pickle. I mean, you remember they had a plea agreement. They had a plea agreement where to this count, he was going to get a diversionary sentence. What's a diversionary sentence? A diversion sentence is where, okay, I fucked up. You admit that you fucked up, and then you get a diversion sentence so that no conviction would be entered in your record as long as you did X, Y, or Z. You know, maybe you got to go to treatment. Maybe you, whatever. And if you do that, well then, you know, and you follow the program of diversion, at the end of your program, the whole thing gets dismissed and you never get a conviction. So when they went in before the judge, they had a plea agreement. And the one thing the judge asked them was, does this resolve all matters with Mr. Biden? And there was a disagreement. There's other matters under investigation, said Mr. Weiss. Biden's lawyer said, oh, no. So all of a sudden we don't have a meeting in the minds. The government's saying one thing, the defense lawyer is saying another thing. So the judge says, well, we don't have a deal here. Then we're throwing this out. So she threw out the plea. See, judge is not bound by the plea agreement. So even though this is a 6 to 12 month sentence, I'm sort of guessing there because I don't know the ins and outs of the actual offense. Well, we're going to get into some other stuff that he did that gives this fodder. But the government's going to be in a hard position to take a hard line on this case. Why did this even get indicted? Politics. 100% politics. I can tell you in 25 years of practice, I've never seen this particular statute used. I get drug addicts all the time with firearms. I get guys that sell with firearms. Never have I ever seen the office of the United States Attorney charge this out. Does it get charged out? Maybe it does, but it's not common. It's absolutely not common. And he had a deal. He had a deal with the government, and the government agreed to a diverted sentence. And so they are kind of in a box in terms of their argument, because I don't think there's any new facts. All these facts were exactly the same. So let's watch this video. And why you would fucking film this shit is just beyond me. What is my credo? Stop self-snitching. Stop it. Just stop it right now. You don't put shit on your computer that you don't want somebody to see later. Period. I just weighed out the bag. You got a scale. And you got crack cocaine sitting on a scale. Why would you video this? I just don't know why you would do this.
It's 2.06.
2.07 without the bag.
So how long
So who's recording this? And why the fuck would you record this? So that's Hunter Biden, and it is what it is. You know, and it shows him weighing some crack. And if he's on crack, then he's not eligible to possess a firearm. And not only that, if he lied on the form, he's guilty of that too. But really, it's all part and parcel of the same thing. It's all the same course of conduct. So, in all likelihood, he's looking at somewhere between 6 to 12 months, and probably even less than that. So you've got there he's smoking crack while he's driving, and then here he's going 172 miles an hour. 172 miles an hour?
Yeah.
That's fucking fast. That's stupid. That is just really stupid. And then you take pictures of it and put it on your laptop. People, especially if they're doing drugs, are not the smartest people. And my understanding is that this sort of surfaced when his brother Bo died. Regardless of that, I am sensitive to people who have drug problems. And whether you're the president's son or you're not, there's accountability for everybody. There's accountability for Trump for the shit he did, and there's accountability for Hunter Biden for the shit he did. And is there accountability for all of us? Yeah. We have to answer for the shit we did. We live in a country of laws, not of men. And it's just stupid. So when you look at this document that charges him with 3 counts, he really is only going to plead to 1, or they're going to challenge it. They may challenge the constitutionality of it, and in light of some of these other decisions about the Second Amendment, if somebody's doing drugs, is it unconstitutional to take their Second Amendment right away? Congress certainly thought it was constitutional, and we'll see. I bet you his lawyers probably make some constitutional argument, but my guess is, this has been around for 5 years. 5 years, and they're just getting around to indicting him now. Tell me that doesn't violate his right to a speedy trial. But it doesn't matter because it is a very low-level thing. But I think the bigger fish to fry is going to be the other stuff that comes out. He's got tax charges that are probably coming. Does he have any charges coming from his interactions with Burisma? Who knows? They have about a month left to charge him on some of this other stuff. Otherwise, the statute of limitations is going to expire. And when that happens, then they can't charge him. I feel bad for the guy because this is all whatever, but no, somebody had to get a hold of him, honestly, and tell him, you need to calm the fuck down. But you can talk to a drug addict till they're blue in the face, and they'll say one thing that you really want to hear, but then they'll go off and do their thing that you don't want them to do. I've seen it over and over again. I've represented so many drug addicts over the years. And the drugs just get a hold of somebody. So what's he looking at? Just on this stuff, not much. This is not a very... If he gets 30 days, I'd be shocked. But we also have the other stuff. We have the... if he went and had some illegal business dealings with Burisma, which I don't know that he did or didn't, that would be huge as well. So all I'm dealing with is the facts that are before me right now, and what I see tells me that the government has a pretty strong case against him on a charge that really isn't used a lot, but doesn't mean that it can't be used here, because it certainly can be. Just because something seems unfair doesn't mean that, because they don't charge this out a lot. But what seems unfair to me is that they had a deal for a diverted sentence, and Congress bitched, the judge bitched a little bit, and all of a sudden that deal falls apart. So the government's position was, you've got this going on, go to treatment and we'll take care of it. That's kind of the way this probably should have been resolved. But the problem that he's got a bunch of other stuff that's probably coming down the pike. And so we'll follow it. And here's the thing. Is Trump indicted? Yeah, Trump is indicted 91 times. 91 counts. 4 different indictments. And he's got more coming. I guarantee he's got more coming. And I'm equal either way. Hunter Biden, if you broke the law, let's put up your defense and see where it goes. Trump, let's put up your defense. Let's see where it goes. And, let the chips fall where they may, no matter who is charged, right? I just think it just shows an utter recklessness for Hunter Biden to put all this fucking self-snitching bullshit on his computer. And I suspect it's probably on his phone, and his phone was backed up onto the computer. That's my guess. So it just goes to show you what I've said all along. We have a digital footprint, and that digital footprint is going to follow you no matter where you go. So be careful what you put on your phone and what you put on your laptop, because if something comes to fruition that you don't want somebody to see, you can get fucked by yourself. So don't do that. Don't do anything that you either have to lie about or apologize for. It's as simple as that. So I'm Bruce Rivers, criminal defense lawyer, board certified, I might add. And our content genius, Michael Rivers, behind the camera, behind the plan, the man with the plan, behind the plan. And we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts. So make sure you subscribe, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, sign up for Patreon, and we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. 23-hour lockdown, police is at my god.